Hi guys, welcome to another Divi Theme video. This is Jamie from System22 and webdesigntechtips.com. Well, we got a great one for you today. Really easy to do, no coding involved, but a really eye-catching little thing. We got these images here, where I put my mouse on them. They're going to go from black and white to color. Little attention grabber, you see this quite a lot on sites, and you can apply it to your blurb modules if you want to. And you can even apply it to full width, full screen settings. And I got this one on a real slow fade, so it comes in really slowly. And then you take your mouse back off. Slowly goes back out again. Really easy to do. Like I say, no coding involved in this today at all. So let's get started. Let's start a new page. Give it a little title. And we'll use the Divi Builder. I'm going to go ahead and build from scratch. It's going to prompt me to throw in a row. I'm going to put 2 columns in my row here. For the first one, I just use a simple image module. I think it might have been that young lady right there. Now to make this happen couldn't be easier. If we just go over to design, we roll down here, we've got filters. They've got one called saturation. So if you pull it down to the left, it's going to be black and white. If you pull it up to the right, it's going to be oversaturated. If you put it back to 100%, it's going to be at the correct. So you can either fade it from color to black and white or the other way around or whatever you want to do with it. And you can get some amazing effects by mixing and matching some of these filters. Now Divi's got a built-in hover effect system. If you roll over any of the dark writing within a module here, and this is the same for rows and sections, you'll see some little icons pop up. If there's a little arrow, there is in our case, we'll go to the thing we want to affect, saturation, click on the little arrow. It's going to give us 2 options, desktop when the mouse is not on it, and believe it or not, a hover tab when the mouse is hovering on it. So I'm going to go from black and white to color. So when they're not hovering over it, desktop tab, I'm going to drag that down to 0. Then when they hover over it, I want to drag it back to 100% so it's fully colored again. And you can slide up, you can type in a number, and you can increment up and down with these little arrows right there. Great. Now by default, the time Divi takes to go from desktop to hover state is 300 milliseconds, or just under a third of a second, which is pretty quick. If you want to slow it down or speed it up, you can go over to advanced transitions. There's a default 300 millisecond transition duration. You can speed it up or slow it down using a little slider here. I'll slow that down just a little bit. Let's make it maybe 3/4 of a second. Don't want any delay. I want it to start transitioning as soon as our mouse hits it. I'm going to use ease in, ease out. I like to use that for this sort of thing. It eases back to whatever color it was before when you take your mouse off, which would be black and white. Great. And that's all there is to it, really. Once you've got one, sure you know how to duplicate. Just click on the module itself. 2 little squares to duplicate. Drag one of them across, doesn't matter which one, they're both identical. All you need to do is switch out for image, and it's already got the effect saved there. We won't bother testing this just yet. I'll show you how to do it with a little blurb module, which is slightly different. So again, let's add a new row. Little green button to add a row. Again, I'll just do 2 of them. There's the blurb module, one of my favorite little modules. You can do so much with it. Because of course you can add an image to your blurb module. Let's just roll down. We'll add an image. I'm not going to put any text in there or anything. And to affect this particular thing, we don't do the same thing. We do go over to design, but don't go down to filters this time. We go to image and icon. Of course, we're using an image. So if we roll down here, it's got its own set of filters down here. Image, icon, saturation. Again, I'm going to do exactly the same thing. Get my little arrow up. Desktop state. I'll have it black and white. Or for fun, let's do it the other way around. These blurb modules. We'll put that back to 100%. Then when you hover over it, let's make it black and white. Let's say that. Great. And again, once you've done this once, just duplicate it. Obviously, you'd want to change out your text. And then just go in there. Switch out that image. And we've got it going on there too. It's like that image is a slightly different size, but it doesn't matter right now. And of course, you can use this on sections like we did there to create a very simple and effective hero section. Let's add a new section. Little blue button. This time we'll use a full width section. Let's use a full width header. Puts it in down here. Again, I'm not going to put anything in there. You can add a second button here. Rolling on down. Not going to change anything like that. This time I'm going to use a background image. Let's go into the background here. Third tab along. There's always images there. Background is always under content. I think I want something fairly dark with a bit of color. I'm going to use our friend here. Great. Let's go over to design now. I'm going to throw this all in the middle. That's quite striking actually, like that. But with full width header settings, if you go to the layout, you can make it full screen just by clicking on this. It'll make everything full screen for you, which is great. And I think I'll leave that left aligned just like that this time, perhaps. And I'm sure some of you are ahead of me, know exactly what I'm going to do next. I'm going to go over to my design again. We're going to close up the layout. This time we are going to go down to the filters again in design. And to our saturation here. And again, let's start off black and white. Read that writing nicely. Then we'll hover over, get our little arrow up. And for the hover state, bring it back to 100%. Or oversaturate it if you want to make it crazy looking. I think I'll stick at 100% there. And like I say, you can mix and match these things and get some amazing effects going on. But we'll stick with this one today. Now, this one I had it fading in over about 3 seconds to do that. As we showed in the first one, if you go over to your advanced, you can go down to transitions. If you slide it up all the way, it's only going to go up to 2. I wanted about 3 seconds or even longer. Just type in whatever value you want over here. It doesn't restrict you, and you can have anything you want. Again, don't want any delay. You could have a little delay on that, but I'll leave it as it is for the time being. And again, I'm going to put a transition speed curve on ease in, ease out. These are all pretty similar, but in certain situations, some, especially linear, will work better than others. But for these sort of hover effects, I tend to use this ease in, ease out. So let's save this. I guess this is a bit of a hero section. Let's throw it at the top. Let's hit the little purple button. Here's my layers. I know this section is on the bottom. Let's just throw it on the top. Great. We'll save our changes now. And we'll exit the Visual Builder. And there's our little hero section right there. Where I put my mouse on it. It's going to take 3 seconds for that color to fade in fully. Then when you take your mouse off, similar. And then if we roll down, we got those images there. And of course, you can pop these out into a light box. It won't affect them. I will show you these little crazy alphanumeric numbers that come out there. These are AI generated images from Night Cafe. And that's the title that they give them there. If you don't want that to pop up, and I'm pretty sure you wouldn't, I'll show you how to get rid of that in a sec. And here we've got our blurred modules. And you don't have to roll over the image with these. You can just roll it anywhere over the module. And they'll change from color to black and white this time. Same with the one next door. Like I say, really nice little effect. Let me just show you how to get rid of that crazy number there. I'll quickly enable the Visual Builder. Let's go down to those images. Just click on the image. Dark tab for the module. That name is over in advanced in attributes here. You can change it to something more pertinent if you want to. Hover over it. Or you can get rid of it completely. And just to show you that you can pop this out in the light box, that doesn't affect it at all. Opening the light box. Save that. Save this again. Let's exit the Visual Builder. And here we go. There's a little hero with the 3-second fade in. There's our young lady. When I hover over now, she's just going to come colored, but you won't have that crazy number or anything pop up next door to it as you do with this one right here. And we enabled the light box, so you can just pop it out if you want to. Doesn't affect it at all. So there you have it, guys. Really easy, yet very striking little thing to do. I hope you've enjoyed this today and found it useful. If you have, please give it a thumbs up, ring the bell, comment, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Don't forget, if you have any questions, pop them down below the video. I'll do my best to answer them for you, or make a little demo video just like this one. So once again, this has been Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.